What is going on, everybody? We're back with another CCW wrestling review. I'm Nick,
And I'm Joe.
and we're covering the AEW Dynamite from February the 18th, which was bookended for me, at least, very well. And then, don't get me wrong, I think a couple of the matches in the middle were functional. They were well wrestled. There was one match specifically that was like the tomato on my burger. I don't like tomatoes, guys.
I picked up on that, but
That completely tried to
it
derail my
was
whole
not great.
sandwich.
It's onions for me, or pickles.
Pickles is a good one too.
Yeah, take
However,
your fucking cucumbers and keep them
my
in salads.
my my specific note next to AEW Dynamite is yay, Bryan Danielson's back.
Dude, I didn't pick up on him being there for several minutes, and then I was like, oh hey, he is there. Because all I heard was fucking Shivani and Excalibur at first, and I was like, oh, for fuck me running.
I think it's funny you were talking about there being audio issues, and the only thing I can think of is, man, I really wish somebody one night would forget to turn on Shivani's fucking mic.
And he's just, hey, I would rather have the dead air. No, the wrestlers sounded like, for example, the FTR promo when Stokely was talking, it sounded like he was talking through a megaphone. Everybody else was really quiet.
I feel like that's just Stokely.
I don't know. You said you didn't really experience it during the Max stream, but I watched it from the TV feed,
Right.
and it sounded terrible.
So, like I said, aside from like backstage, there's always like an echo, so I don't ever notice it being any worse than it normally is.
You know who was mic'd up?
No.
The crowd. Those fuck ice chants were the word fuck in general.
Yeah.
Was
Like
all over
there
the
was
show.
who were they chanting "shut the fuck up" to? Was it FTR? Yeah, it was Dax.
Yep.
When Dax was trying to talk.
Yeah, because he couldn't hardly get his promo out.
So they started with the whole Collision Open thing again. I didn't even write down who was involved because I used this time to go pee. I didn't care.
Amina.
It doesn't matter.
Willow.
None of it's important. I just
No, I hate it. It derails this program immediately. So they did that thing where they did the Collision opening with all the people talking, and then they immediately went to an earlier today with Renee. And I'm like, this show's never gonna fucking start. It's derailed from the get.
So the segment with her and Renee though. So it was OC, and he was asked about Roddy walking out, and OC is like, "Yeah, the good thing about the conglomeration is there's a bunch of us," and it was Ishii showing up, and there's a part of me deep inside of me that was like, "Man, it would be fucking hilarious if Ishii also walked out on him." The scary news is he couldn't even walk by the end of the match. I feel like I'm pretty sure that's a legit injury, whatever it was that had happened.
Yeah, I don't know if it could have been just cramps.
I hope at the very most it's just cramps.
Too. Because he still got up and moved and did some stuff.
He fought through that
shit. He was clearly
boy.
affected.
Match one, our Continental elimination match, whatever, eliminator match. I hate these matches so
Eliminator.
much. John Moxley
I do too.
versus Mark Davis. Now, I loved the match specifically, but I hate the fact that it's an eliminator match. There was nothing
wrong with the match other than the stupid blood spots that I don't care for.
Right. And those are an absolutely no problem for me. I had no problem with Hangman drinking blood, so I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, biting another man's bloody hand just doesn't do it for me. The wrestling part of the match was fine.
I'm curious if
Mark Davis
actually hurt his hand.
I'm hoping so. Well, I'm not hoping so. I'm not hoping he's hurt, but
either that or he sold really fucking well.
It was after the suicide dive.
No, it was after he punched the guardrail.
Oh.
Or
I missed
not the guardrail.
But yeah, if he was acting,
He might be the best
Go
seller in
ahead.
wrestling. So
Yeah, because his hand was shaking and shit. He was playing it off. If
yeah.
it was legit, if it wasn't legit, he was playing it off well.
So before that happened, I want to say so early on the match because I want to go over a couple of notes that I have. Mark Davis does this corner chop clothesline combo that might be the first time I've seen it pulled off by somebody that it actually looks kind of believable. And it's the thing where he chops with his right arm and then follows through with a lariat with his left arm. One, I don't think I've seen anybody ever do that before, and if I did, it's a move that like very few people could probably pull off. But I like the
Right?
I like the way he looked doing it.
He's been doing a lot of stuff. The spring,
Oh,
the
he had that gut
leaning
wrench,
them against the ropes and doing.
the gut wrench
Go
pile
ahead.
driver that he did as well.
Yeah. His lariat, where he kicks him off the rope by running into the rope and then comes back around and clotheslines him.
Yeah, like he does a lot of just really cool things that I don't see anybody else doing.
It's small things. It's like small little details, little nuanced things.
However, for everything Mark Davis does that looks like it hurts, well, whoever he's up against, the one thing he still is terrible at is, you guessed it, punching people. It's a pandemic in wrestling, my guy. I don't know what to do at this point.
Yeah. That's why they just slap each other now. Because they can't throw fucking punches. Or they do the stupid forearm exchanges because nobody can throw a fucking punch anymore.
So what happens is Mox is on the outside of the ring and he's leaning up against the turnbuckle post, and Mark Davis is punching him up against it. And I actually was like, Mox tried to duck one of the regular punches, and Davis like hit him anyways. And I was like, oh, so he's probably supposed to actually wind up and do something, and Mox just went too early on it, which is what happened. So Mark Davis steps back, and he goes to do the actual full-on punch where he's going to actually fully lean into it. And Mox moves, and he punches the ring post. However, it legit looks like he accidentally really punched the fucking ring post. And it's at this point that his hand starts bleeding. Now, I don't know if... Well, and here's the thing. It's so choreographed, you'd think he'd have pulled the punch. Because, like, I knew it was going to happen just watching. Because Mox accidentally gave it away in the first fucking place. So...
It probably needed to make a sound. So he just said, fuck it, I'm just going to punch it.
But that sounds stupid. That's like somebody punching a wall. It's stupid. So, like...
Oh, I didn't disagree with it being stupid. I'm just saying he's,
So I'm pretty sure that legit busted his hand open and probably fucked his hand up. Either that or like we were saying, he's either that or really good at selling.
So I didn't see the blood dripping. Like I saw it stain his hand, but I didn't never see it actually dripping.
I didn't see it actually dripping either, but there was enough of it other places. Mox's face, on like over his hand, like whenever he put his hand on the mat, it was on the mat. So,
well, yeah, but capsules will do that too.
Oh, I know, and he might have even bladed. I mean,
maybe.
So I'm not saying like I'm just saying if it is a work, he is a really good seller. And at that point, you might as well fucking throw the world title on this man because he can do everything except for punch.
It's a leap, but keep up the good work, Mark Davis.
Yeah, no, he's doing well. But yeah, so he hits the gut rich power bomb or pile driver, which I fucking love that move. He eventually goes for the pile driver. Mox reverses it, flips him over into a bulldog choke. Davis taps out.
Yeah, and he legit, like flipped him over his hip and then choked him out.
At this point, in my notes, I said I wouldn't be surprised if this steals the show, and boy, was I close. Until the end.
Yeah, there was only one match better than this, and it was the ending.
Backstage, last Saturday, I guess, Hangman said Max better not think about kicking him in the nuts. He says at Revolution, he's coming for that world title. In-ring segment, FTR come out, and they were like, 10 years ago, the Bucks were the best tag team in the world. Now they're second fiddle to FTR. Stokes said that he was mad at the Bucks. He called them fake. and hates when people are faking both AEW and pro wrestling as a whole. I'm like, well, man, you got in the wrong business.
Boy, the whole business is fake, bro. You totally got in the wrong business.
Stoke even starts to talk shit about their kids. He's like, I'm tired of your kids just running in and out of locker rooms in the back. And then FTR got super kicked. And what made this amazing is Stoke continued to talk like he had no clue anything was going on in the ring. Because he's in that stupid fucking wheelchair that they managed to... I would love to see how they got all that worked through. My guess is Stoke pretended to limp up the stairs, but we went to commercial break when they were coming out, so I have no clue.
Yeah, he was helped into the ring.
But he keeps talking, and then he finally realizes, he glances over, that FTR is laid out. And he just has that look on his face like, shit.
Like, I fucked up.
And so he turns around in the wheelchair, and he sees them, and he's like, yo, I'm sorry, we're cool, everything. And then they super kicked him. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see the super kick. I don't know if you did. But my feed, the actual feed, and I mean the actual, like, you rewind it and you can hit play and it'll do it again. It goes from...
I didn't see it either. He went from being in the chair to being on the ground for me as well.
So my guess is they just had a weird issue, but it sucks that it literally cut out the one thing that would have...
I think it was intentional, kicking a person in a wheelchair. You know, you could say the F word all night long, but kicking somebody in a wheelchair,
I don't think it's a wheelchair.
There's the line.
I don't think it's a wheelchair thing. He's not a paraplegic. If he was an actual...
He's playing one on TV.
If he's an actor... No, he's not. He can move.
He's playing a goof.
Although, I still think that table bump he took was pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. Hilarious.
Yeah, the table won.
Yeah, it did. Backstage, last Saturday, I guess, Brody King was mad that he was close, but now he can taste it. And he wants to face whoever they can throw at him February 25th, which is next Dynamite. I actually had already seen this specific promo because it was on Twitter. So I was just like, me. TBS Championship match. Willow Nightingale versus Marina Shafir versus Mina Shirakawa versus Megan Bayne. And boy, was I excited because I was like, man, she's finally going to lose this title. They're just going to strap up somebody else. We could finally separate her from the two title shit. No. Now,
wins and roll up.
I think it's a fun match. I think these women did well.
The only thing I hate is
Mina.
The punches. The punches were awful. Awful. And the messed up thing, Marina Shafir, her punches were the worst, and she's probably the only one that can actually throw a real punch.
Yeah, but they're again, that could be a whole situation where she's afraid of actually taking somebody out.
Yeah, her punches were awful.
My note said, I really hope Megan Bayne wins here. She didn't.
No, she did not.
However,
she wasn't involved in the finish.
She did powerbomb Marina Shafir onto the timekeeper table. And when I say onto the timekeeper table, ladies and gentlemen, I am the table!
The table won again.
It did not. I don't even think it fell over. I think she slid off of it.
She did. She slid off the back of it.
And that was the last time you saw her in this match. Mina in the ring, goes for the figure four. Willow rolls her up, gets the win. And I put in my notes, I just want her to lose one title. I don't care which one. Come on, Tony. Just one. Just listen.
I think she's going to lose the fucking tag titles to the Birds.
Don't do that to me.
Hey.
There are 15 other teams, and several of them don't even work for AEW that I would rather win them tag titles. And
they hired the Iconics, or the Inspiration. Is that what they're called in TNA?
I don't know.
Or what they're called now, because they can't be the Iconics because WWE owns that. I think it's the Inspiration. I wouldn't mind seeing them. They're fun.
Sure. Anyone. Listen. Anyone. Anyone other than... Listen, the Brawling Birds, after tonight, are my word... Like, women's tag team, the worst, and they are just under Julia and Sky Blue, okay? And I actually think they're both better wrestlers than Julia and Sky Blue, but there is something...
Agreed.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. It was bad like one of their matches, though.
In-ring segment, Adam Page and MJF come out for their face-to-face. MJF says
I really loved when Max talked, and I really hated when Hangman did.
That sounds about normal. I actually thought they both kind of were subpar, personally. But...
Well, Max didn't really go really in on Hangman, but the things he said made sense. Hangman just pissed me off because he's Cody and himself.
MJF says he hates Hangman Adam Page, the way he looks, walks, talks, wrestles, the white knight, holier-than-thou attitude, and that these hicks think Page is near his level. People call Hangman the main character in AEW, which he is, when he's clearly MJF. MJF mentions that that Hangman had crumbled on both title runs that he had, and March 15th on MJF's birthday. He can't think of anything greater than ending Hangman Adam Page and his cowboy shit. Page says that twice last year he beat the absolute dog shit out of MJF. He said no one is actually luckier than Max. Page says that he also hates Max, but it's not because he's, to sum it up, a douchebag, because there were a lot of other words thrown in there. It's because he's never met anyone else more like himself. He said that they both are chasing the crowd's approval, but most importantly, they don't want the world title. They both need it. He asks MJF to pick a stipulation for the match because there needs to be more, and basically he suggests both of us pick a stipulation and we'll let the crowd decide between which of the two stipulations we'll have.
And I liked Max's response.
MJF says he just wants a normal fucking wrestling match. He's like,
that's right, because he's a wrestler.
And Hangman says, you're scared. And if he's like, but I'll do this. If you agree, and I promise to you, and I promise to the entire crowd, if you win, I will no longer challenge for the AEW World Title ever again.
And I hate that. What a stupid babyface.
MJF says to give him a week to think about the stipulation, but he's got it. And Hangman says, well, his choice for the, between the two is the Texas Death Match. Because, big surprise.
Big surprise.
Now, all of that aside, there are a couple things that could be happening here. Hangman, his actual contract is up early next year?
Yeah. Early? Follow Cody to the WWE, is he?
No, I don't think he is. I don't think so
either.
What people were hoping Cody was going to do, and they think they're going to put... Some people think, and this is what some people think, they think that he is going to lose, and then when his contract is up, sign a new contract and basically state that all of that was on the last contract, so it no longer counts.
That is lame.
That's what people want Cody to do, though. So, but Cody, he did sign a new contract. It's a completely different company. There are two things that I think could be happening. I think either one, Hangman's going to win.
Boy, they're hot-shotting the hell out of that title then, ain't they?
Hey, shit happens. Or Hangman could be, how can I say this? It sounds cheesy anyways. Publicly punishing himself. And he's willing
For what reason?
To put himself in a situation. So you're not on social media very much. He's actually caught a lot of backlash lately over the last...
Is it the Marty Scroll thing?
Yes. And when I say a lot of backlash, I'm talking like a lot of people that used to be big fans of him. And I'm not talking about just like 10 to 20. A lot of people.
You can't pick who the man's fucking friend is.
Listen, you and I can agree 100% on all of this. Because I already had planned on talking about that. However, that doesn't matter in the court of public opinion. People don't give a shit. He's been called a lot of fucking things from a lot of people. I'm not going to mention them on here because it doesn't matter.
Means nothing.
And he could legit feel like he let his fans down and is putting himself in a situation where, you know what, fuck it, I'll just play in the background. Now, With all of that being said, I think it is more likely that he is going to win at Revolution, personally. I don't think, because I think, if I remember correctly, MJF has some more movie stuff coming up. I didn't think
he's going to win 3 matches in a row against Max. That's
it is what it is.
Kind of burying Max.
Yeah, but Max is chasing the whole Hollywood thing, dude. Like, it's hard to keep someone in the title picture that's doing that. I look at all the other I don't know.
He's not doing like big roles. He's still going to be able to come back and do the wrestling part. It's not like he's The Rock and he's like the main star of a movie where he's going to be gone several months.
Hey, I feel that way too, but every time he goes to do a role and he's gone for a month and a half. So, but anyways, I personally didn't think he was going to hold the title longer than 2 to 3 months anyways. Well, no, because I thought he was going to hold it at least until All In.
Yeah, that's in the summer.
Oh no, we'll see what they do. Backstage, Mox is with the Death Riders. He said the Death Rider. Listen, hold on. We're gonna go back. Why do you even care? If Hangman loses, he's out of the main title picture, and you don't have to deal with him anymore in it. You should be excited.
He's the main character. I just hate when babyfaces do stupid shit.
No, but you have complained about everything from Hangman since we've actually.
I don't ever want him to be the that means it's not like I don't want him to be in good matches and in the main event scene. I just don't want him to talk. He can wrestle. I just don't want him to talk.
I don't want him to talk. I think he's one of the best mic people in AEW, but that's,
It's not a very crowded room there.
Hey, but you know what? I'll even say this. I think he's a top 5 in wrestling right now, period. On the mic.
I would disagree.
Well, of course you would. You don't like how he talks.
Surprise. Big surprise.
What's funny is you're actually one of the few in the minority. Most people love how he talks. They at least watch AEW anyways.
Yeah. Good for them.
But yeah, so Mox is with his crew. He said the Death Riders are more like a pack of wolves. Pac, whatever. Says Saturday they want a challenge. Garcia says some things, and then Mox wants a rematch with Tac at Revolution. No time limits. He's like, there will be a winner. So, and that is happening.
As we all knew it would.
Yeah. Match 3, Orange Cassidy, which I completely misspelled his name. Cassidy, because I didn't add a Y.
Cassidy.
Orange Cassidy and Tomohiro Ishii versus Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors. You know, the more I get of Clark Connors, the more I like him. And I don't mean just wrestling-wise.
I was watching the show, and I really, really, really want to like Gabe Kidd.
And then he crawled out during the entrance, and you were like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that was the first thing. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? And then the way he's been booked on this platform has been awful. Just awful. To the point where I'm just like, I don't even want to see you show up anymore. Just stay in New Japan where they book you a lot better.
Booking wise, you know who he reminds me of?
Ooh, this ought to be good.
Just booking wise, and I don't mean by like wrestling style or anything, because they're way different.
No, just how he's being booked. Who?
Switchblade. Because Switchblade has traditionally been booked like shit in AEW as well.
Yeah, I don't disagree. He had like a 2-week period where they were booking him like super strong, and it was during the fucking
and then he got hurt.
The tournament thing. What's it called? It's the C2 or whatever.
It was the last time he was on TV. And he got
and it was
got hurt.
The Continental Classic of the previous year.
Yeah.
He was looking super good.
He came back from that. And they actually had a 2 to 3 week period where they were pushing him into the world title scene. And it was actually really well done. And then he hurt himself again. And it's like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
that poor guy can't catch a fucking
It's that
break.
whole fucking stable.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Colton Gunn's been out with 2 separate injuries back to back.
Yep. Same thing. Wasn't it knee both times?
Well, there were just 2 separate injuries. It's just...
Yeah, but it's both knees, right?
I don't remember. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll be like a Chris Statlander thing where he comes back like the Bionic Man and does all right. During the match, it looks like Ishii might have hurt his leg. And I don't even know, like, he went to go stand up and just collapsed.
Yeah.
He toughed it.
I hope it was just a cramp.
He toughed it the fuck out, whatever it was, though. He was still running, hobbling. He hobbled quickly. And the match
did his brainbuster.
He did. The match ended with OC coming in and getting an orange punch, and then Ishii managed to pull off a brainbuster. All after, by the way, Darby had kidnapped Kid again.
Yeah, I'm tired of this. And maybe that's the thing. Like, I want to see Kid against somebody the fuck else.
Somebody that's not Darby.
Yeah.
Backstage, yay! We get a Josh Alexander and Archer beating people up moment. And it was all great until Don Callis showed the fuck up. He ruined the whole thing.
Yeah, which he usually does.
Yeah. But the whole family are here. We got, well, not the whole family. Well, they were eventually all there. It was actually, so Lance Archer and El Clone were back there with him, beating people up.
Yeah, the only people not there was Talk and Fletcher, who were still in Australia.
Right. And then Okada showed up and was basically talking shit about Talk. And then Rocky Romero showed up out of fucking nowhere with...
he was in the deep back of that room.
And then Andrade came in out of screen, said some things he probably shouldn't have talked because nothing he said mattered. And then... basically, he was saying he still wants to go for the AEW World Title. That's what it's focused on. And then Don Callis hinted at, hey, we should bring the CMLL World Title to the Don Callis family. And I was like, cool. I wonder who they're going to have wrestle against. And it's going to be Josh Alexander on Collision. And I'm like, I don't think I would be mad if Josh Alexander won the CMLL World Title. I don't think he will.
He's not going to.
But
maybe that's a segue for eventually Andrade to get it. And because Andrade will clearly wrestle in Mexico.
Yeah.
Because that title's only going to change hands on their show.
True.
But I'd be down with that. Put a little gold on Andrade.
I'm a little bummed
the feud between the families.
I'm a little bummed we got this tonight, though, because that's like one of the few things I look forward to for Collision is this segment. Backstage, Hook's recruiting for the Ops. Yay.
Yeah, what a waste of TV time.
Match 4. Oh my god. The Brawling Birds versus people that didn't even get nameplates.
No, they announced their names. It's the Vixen lady and
some ladies that I'm not going to talk shit. So,
no, to be fair to the 2 young ladies fighting the birds. They're pros. They did their thing. They didn't look necessarily terrible, but this was not a good match.
No,
by any stretch.
Even with the injury in the last match, this is still my stinker of the night.
Agreed.
This whole, like, first and foremost, I am so tired of, like, hey, new tag team, let's put them up against fucking nobodies. Like, it's such a trope in AEW at this point.
Build them up, man. You got to build them up.
Okay, put them against Hart and fucking Sky Blue. At least that way we have an excuse for why something's terrible.
So...
Or put him up against Penelope and someone else, not Bane, because you don't want to make Bane look bad. I don't know, something.
Well, that's the reason they're not putting them against anybody. They don't want to make anybody look bad, which is just stupid in the face of it. Then why book wrestling? Somebody has to lose.
In fact, if you want them to put on a good match and you can give them a win over somebody big, have them wrestle in their first match against Mina and Toni Storm. Mina and Toni Storm can lose to them, and it's not going to kill them.
Yeah, because Mina's going to eat the pin, and Tony's just going to sit there and be timeless.
And then go dance with OC. Like, it just...
Right.
I don't know. There's so many options, and they just don't do those options. They're just like, hey, let's put them up against local talent, because we have to have at least 1 or 2 of these matches per night.
Well, they're not even local talent. They're just enhancement talent that travels around with AEW.
Right. So, anyways, aside from the actual match just being absolute ass and nobody looking like they know what the fuck they're doing, the match ends with what's the move called, Joe? Because I've never heard this name before.
You've never heard it called the heart attack?
No. In fact, my thing literally says Windsor holds someone up for Hater to hit the clothesline. Apparently it's called the heart attack. Regardless, even as boring as this fucking move is, it's 10 million times better than GOA's. So they've got that going for him.
Hey, Hater actually clotheslines the shit out of him off of. Hold on. You know what spot I hated in this match?
I wouldn't say clotheslines the shit because she kind of got her.
Clotheslined her pretty good. She clotheslined her pretty good. You know what I hated?
What's that?
When the opponent was in the middle of the ring and Windsor.
Oh, when they went, Hater! Windsor!
I hated it. I audibly groaned out loud, and my wife just laughed at me.
Now Hater's doing it too, just for you, Joe. Just for you.
It's fucking awful.
I didn't write that down, but when it happened, I laughed because I knew. I was like, if there's anything Joe's gonna hate, that's it.
Yeah, and you were right.
So yeah, Brawling Birds won. Yeah. Backstage, the most pointless segment of the night. Chris Statlander and Thunder Rosa are just standing there, and Stat's like, "Yeah, I'm out for a couple weeks because of the strap match," and Thunder Rosa's like, "Well, I just got cleared, so I'm coming for you, for you, Tekla, basically." And then like next Saturday we get Thunder Rosa versus Julia Hart, and I'm just like,
which will be awful. It's going to be
why are we
awful.
doing this? Who wanted Thunder Rosa back? Because I didn't. You want to talk about someone I feel is overrated in AEW?
Yeah, very much. She's had one good match.
And it was with Britt Baker, and it's because they almost killed each other. Like,
yes, because they actually fucking hated each other, so they just stiffed the fuck out of each other.
Anyways, Kevin Knight versus Beast Mortos. I called him Meat Mortos. That's fan-fucking-tastic.
Pretty much the same thing.
It was a well wrestled match. There's just no reason for this match to exist. There's no stakes in it.
There was nothing to it. It was a very, like you said, very well wrestled match, but there was no stakes to it. There was no.
It existed. It was a match filler, and it's fine. Shows need that from time to time. We watched tons of matches in the Attitude Era that just existed for the sake of existing.
It was literally just a segue to the promo that happened after the match.
Yeah, so backstage, Ricochet, he's happy to be done with Jack Perry, but they want the Trios titles. So they're going to come for the Trios titles Saturday.
Oh, by the way, Kevin Knight won.
Oh, yeah, Kevin did win. My bad. He won with
the... just right over that.
That's one of those things where it's kind of like, I feel like everybody should know. I don't. Well, when was the last time Beast Mortos won a singles match in AEW? I'm just saying.
No, they've been beating him consistently, which kind of pisses me off because he's actually really good.
It's because he wears a mask that they can't make and sell because it would cost way too much.
They protect fucking Hechicero's ass way more than they protect Beast Mortos, and Beast Mortos is way better of a wrestler.
I agree. Way better. And he wrestles a similar style in terms of a more non-lucha style for being a luchador. He'll do a couple lucha moves, but he's mostly known for grounding luchadors. And
he's more of a power wrestler, and where Hechicero is known as just a fucking submission type luchador, which sucks. That style always sucks.
Yeah. So then match 6. How we ended the match. Kenny Omega versus Swerve Strickland. MJF is watching backstage. That's the only note I have down for this match because, bro, this fucking match. Lots of knees and lots of dragon suplexes. This might be the second best match I've seen this year. And
I don't think I'd go that far. It was a good TV match.
Oh, dude, I thought this was almost pay-per-view style. Like, it was amazing.
It was upper TV for me. It wasn't. I think these guys can do a lot more and would do a lot more and probably will do a lot more because I think they're still gonna
Oh, they're gonna
fight
go.
at the pay-per-view.
So these two, when I say second best match this year, the only match I've got above it so far that I can remember off the top of my head was the one from it was Andrade and was it Andrade and Kitty?
Andrade and Kinney was good. Andrade and Kinney was way better than this match, actually.
I don't agree with that.
Um,
What was the first match Andrade had that we were just like, man, he had a fucking banger? I don't
it was
remember.
Swerve.
Was
it was
it Swerve?
Andrade and Swerve, and then
Okay.
it was Andrade and Kinney.
It would have been Andrade and Swerve is probably my favorite match this year so far. Because that was the one I think I even went on and said they might have had a match of the year contender. Um,
They've been really good, really really good.
yeah. And then this one, dude, like this one had an in-ring psychology to like they looked like they hated each other and they were going the fuck at it. They were trying to kill each other. Like there was a time where fucking Kenny was on the apron trying to dragon suplex Swerve off the fucking apron onto the floor. And eventually Swerve backflipped out of it, which the entire crowd gasped because they thought it was going down. I knew better.
Yeah.
But they fucking gasped, and again, it's those moments that add so much to watching on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And then the post match angle where Swerve goes full heel and just beats the
That was the best part.
dog shit.
The vertebraker through the
Yeah,
table.
he hits a vertebraker through the announce table, and fucking oh my god, was it Brian Danielson standing on the outside ring? Swerve, you don't need to do this. You made your point.
Yeah.
He looked super concerned on
cheesy.
TV.
A little cheesy because his words and his actions don't line up for me.
Who? It's because you know
It's
who
a
he,
little
you know what
too-
he does.
Yeah, it's a little too TV. It's a little too he's not the greatest of actors, which is fine because he's one of the greatest wrestlers. But it just, I don't know.
But
At least he was saying something. The other two schmucks just disappeared.
see, this is where we need a classic JR to be like, oh my god,
That man's got a family.
that's what wrestling's missing, guys. A good old
Yeah,
JR.
and he's at least, like I said, he's at least trying.
Yeah.
While the other two schmucks departed.
But dude, like dude, for this being their first match ever, I hope so here's the thing. I don't know. Do you put these two in a cage at Revolution?
No. No.
You're
Why
gonna
would you want to restrict them to to a cage?
You're gonna have to give them some sort of special stipulation. And if we're already gonna do a Texas death match, because it's probably gonna be what fucking Hangman and
I mean,
Dave do.
it's going to be a no disqualification match regardless of whatever fucking
Name they
name
gave
you
it.
slap on it. So it's not going to matter.
But that's why I said I would like to see him in a cage. Listen, I still want them to find what was the name I gave for their version of Hell in a Cell that made me laugh. It was Rage in a Cage or some shit like that. I gave them some really like they should have their own Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
You just have to change the name of it because obviously you can't call it a Hell in a Cell. But just something that like ups the ante in their fucking feud because again for some reason Swerve really hates this man for no reason at all. They've had like no interaction at all. And listen,
No.
I hate his excuse because his excuse was like you weren't there when I finally made it to the top and now you want to come in and pretend like you're the man. And I'm just like,
Right, you want to come and take my spot.
the dude had diverticulitis. Like, what the fuck? Swerve, chill.
Yeah, he wasn't bitching because you weren't there because you hurt your knee.
But regardless, I'm excited to see what else these two have to go for it. This was the type of old school wrestling ending that makes like I'm excited to tune in next week to see what the fuck happens. Unfortunately, in AEW, this is the only thing going on right now that I'm excited for to tune into to see what the fuck happens.
Which sucks because the pay-per-view is only like 3 weeks away, so they really need to start getting where they're gonna get.
That's true. There are some people. Oh, they at some point I wrote this down. Osprey got another vignette. He's got to be closer to coming back than what any of us think he is. They are video packaging the shit out of him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'll be happy either way, but I don't know. I guess you can bring him back slightly early while he's still rehabbing, because it's not like he needs to wrestle. He can just come and do promos and build a match.
You know what I really hope Osprey's doing?
What's that?
I hope he's in the box in WWE, and when it's opened up, he comes out and does his fucking hidden blade to Tongaloa, and then comes back to AEW.
That's not gonna happen.
It's my move, bruv.
Yeah,
Listen,
he does it so bad, poorly.
I obviously am joking.
Awful.
Yeah,
I know.
But no, I don't.
Clarify that it has nothing to do with Jericho, because Jericho's AEW contract's frozen, so he's still under contract with them.
That's true, but we also don't know how long it's frozen for, because it still could be him. You never know.
Well, it says to open on the 28th, so I don't think he's getting out of it that soon. But who knows? What do I know? I don't know the dates.
Right. I still don't know who's in that fucking box. I don't even have the slightest clue. Like,
it's the gobbledygooker.
Oh, please no. It doesn't matter. It's gonna be the Masked Man.
It really doesn't.
It's
gonna be Apollo Crews.
It's gonna be Oba. It's gonna be Oba Femi. He just packaged himself up backstage.
Yeah, and he's going to come out and he's like, Adam Pearce, you had a chance to open me up and I would have accepted your contract, but you shipped me to SmackDown. I don't even know if that's how he talks.
I mean, he sounds, what is he, Nigerian?
Something like that. I think so.
Yeah, Nigeria. He's from Lagos, Nigeria. I mean, he sounds Nigerian who can actually speak pretty decent English. So it is what it is. He can cut it. He can cut a pretty decent promo. Oba might be one of the first people that's like a true full package to come out of NXT in a long time. The dude can cut a convincing promo, which you don't have to do too hard when you're that big. You just gotta sound intimidating.
I just hope he speeds up when he's walking to the fucking ring.
Oh, he won't.
Those big arena or those big stadium shows are going to be terrible then. That's a mighty far march for him to be marching that slow.
Could you imagine if he would have been in the Indianapolis Royal Rumble? And like,
dude, if he wrestled Roman Reigns and The Undertaker, that would be the whole show.
Worst intro setup ever. Go ahead and throw in the fucking King of Kings Triple H intro where he was being carried by the fucking people in his chair. Stupid
that
shit.
would be rough.
So I saw a video where people were talking about this is just random, and then we can end the show. Saw this video where people were talking about it was one of the What Culture videos, and it was one of their combo videos where they like combined several of their other videos into one, and it was for basically the whole video was the different times wrestlers showed up on WWE TV before becoming actual wrestlers. And
like MJF being the little security guy that gets bitched by Joe and what have you.
And of course, like 90% of everybody, it's usually their security guard in some way, shape, or form.
Security guard or a druid or...
My favorite was Jeff Hardy's first time actually on TV. He was one of the guys that had to carry King Mabel's fucking chair. And he is struggling so bad. You could see the pain.
Well, he was grimacing. Dude, did you see like one of his enhancement matches where he was just like enhancement talent and just getting beat up? He was a tiny little guy.
But yeah, if you guys ever go back and watch that, I think it's a King of the Ring, one of the King of the Rings. Or no, it was a WrestleMania because they carried him out.
So it was probably the main. Didn't Diesel fight Mabel at a WrestleMania or something?
It might have been. But yeah, so they carry him out. And yeah, Jeff Hardy just looks like he's struggling with life, dude. And I'm like, that sucks. I mean, he eventually made a career out of hurting himself, but that one, that that would suck. Carrying a man that big. It don't matter how many of you there are.
Yeah, Mabel was no small man.
And that chair probably weighed a ton too.
Well, yeah, because he had to be able to support his big ass to the ring. So that thing had to be reinforced somewhat.
And for those of you that don't know who Mabel is, he went on to become Big Daddy V. If you don't know who Big Daddy V is, you might be too young to be listening to our show. So,
Yeah.
I say that jokingly. We're glad you're here. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, like, share, and subscribe.
That's all I got. That's all I got. Yeah. Over and above all, it's just an okay show. Again, it was bookend amazingly for me.
It was nothing special as a show in its entirety.
That first match hyped me up so much for the rest of the show, and then nothing happened, and then nothing happened, and then nothing happened, and then nothing happened, and then nothing happened,
and then something happened,
and then amazing happened, and it's like a tale of two. Again, dude, they started, it ended me well. Everything in the middle. It was almost like they had.
The bad thing is you had to sit through two fucking crappy things to get to the first match to be excited.
Right, like somebody accidentally dropped onions on top of my burger, and dude, I don't.
It's like that would have been a really good burger had the onions taste not been lingering around.
So like, I feel like the earlier Today segment only sucked because of it starting off with the Collision intro.
Dude, like that show is so much better when it starts with a match.
Yeah. Or even if it starts with people coming out to talk shit, it has to start in the arena for sure, no matter what.
Yes. Yes.
There is
either a promo segment like if they would have started it with Max and Hangman segment, that would have been fine.
Yeah. Or just start with the fucking match.
Or just start with Mox and fucking what's his name? And if you want to have Renee talking to the ring like she did when Mox was coming out for that thing, that's fine. Yeah. But it's starting with a match and not the weird Collision thing where they're doing a recap of things that haven't happened yet.
So backstage segments to start off a show can work, but they have to be exciting backstage segments, not just somebody talking. Like, if like had they started off where if it would have been OC talking and then Ishii came up, but then like Roderick Strong came up and just started beating the fuck out of OC.
Yeah, I would have been down with that.
Like, at least at that point, it would have been like, oh, okay, that's how we're starting this off. Like, I don't mind. That's a fine starting moment. But it being
it has energy.
It
has energy.
Earlier today, like, no. And again, I still would have been more okay with the earlier today if it wasn't preceded by the stupid Collision cold intro. That's just a bunch of people being like, oh, I'm going to fuck you up. Like,
yeah, but you don't start a show with an earlier today segment.
I agree. But I would have taken that alone over starting with the Collision intro and then going into it.
I agree. The whole Collision thing where you're interviewing, where you're giving like 10-second snippets of people who are going to be on the show wrestling and stuff, you can do that in between matches. You don't need to start the show with that. That stuff didn't work for Collision. That's why they stopped doing it for that show for the most part.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyways, that's going to do it, guys. We love y'all. We'll talk to y'all
Saturday
for Collision.
Yep.
When is the next WWE's next show is next actual pay-per-view is Elimination Chamber.
Oh,
when is that?
Is that Sunday? No, that's the 28th. Yeah, that's the 28th. That's not this Saturday, but next. Okay. I had to look that up as well. It's the day after Resident Evil 9 comes out.
Right. So yeah, that's it. We love you. We'll talk to you next time. Deuces.
Later.